expert in your field, or do you provide professional services and consultation? Do you have knowledge that someone would be willing to pay for? Do you know how to monetize that knowledge and turn it into a sustainable online business? You're not alone. Many professionals find it challenging to create a profitable online business around their expertise. But now, there's a solution. Subscribe to the Cashmore Skills Consultation app waitlist and download the Knowledge Monetization Toolkit packed with practical strategies and real-world examples that will help you monetize your skills, knowledge, and create a sustainable online income. Whether you're a coach, consultant, author, speaker, teacher, or any other type of expert, this ebook will give you the tools and guidance you need to succeed. Don't wait any longer to monetize your knowledge. Join our waitlist now and take the first step towards creating a sustainable online income. Visit www.cashmyskills.com.
Welcome to Join Momentum, where we're not just a company, but a community of digital innovators. At Join Momentum, our mission is simple yet powerful: to accelerate digital talents and business productivity through practical work experiences, trainee internships, and talent placement. We believe in the transformative power of hands-on experience and mentorship, so all our associates learn by doing, not just theories. Through these efforts, we build innovative products and solutions that address user needs and create value for our candidates, clients, and stakeholders. You can partner with us in our mission to accelerate digital talents and increase business productivity by working with us, hiring our talents, or investing in us. This is Join Momentum.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Join Momentum's Lunch and Learn podcast, season 3, and this is episode 1. My name is Segun Shoyinka, and I'm here with. I'll let him introduce himself. I call him the Abukunwa, but let him introduce himself.
Welcome, guys. My name is Sanaldi Shina. I'll be co-hosting on this podcast. Thank you, guys.
All right. Well, today we'll be talking about remote work trends, the strategies for productivity and work-life balance in a remote area. And it's a bit of a tricky topic, to be honest, because I remember the first time I saw the concept of a remote work. It wasn't even called remote work back then. I don't know if that was the name, but it wasn't called a remote work because it was seen as an online job, strictly online. The first time I heard about it was 2009, and I was interested back then, but the only jobs available back then were data analysts, data entry, or something like that. And people were not so sure. They thought it was a scam. They thought it was this. They thought it was that. But over time, we all know that COVID basically boomed remote work. COVID was the major reason why remote work is now on the rise, ever increasing than ever. And COVID, of course, made people realize that, wait a minute, why are we even here? What's this point of coming, start and waking up one morning and going to work in traffic when you could just do it at home, right? But people thought that you being at home would basically mean you'll be not productive. You won't be as productive as they expect. So it was more like Oh, we don't want you to be lazy. We don't want you to be lazy. But at the end of the day, people saw, I mean, when many companies tried it, when they were forced to try it during COVID, people said, oh, maybe this is not a bad idea. Except some companies who still insisted that, oh, anyways, it has to be hybrid, you have to come 3 days a week, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, people just loved it. I mean, I've seen people in their pajamas working, people who were still in bed, they were working, and they never even bothered. They were still productive as ever. Now, some people, to be very honest, have also said they got lazy, the comfort of the bed and all that. But generally, I think remote work has improved, and I think it's actually a better choice than going to the offices and all that. But anyways, what do you think about remote work in general?
Oh yeah, for me, I would say it's everything that it came in. It was during that COVID when every company gets to realize that oh, they need to adapt to this part of working system. So I feel, you being at the comfort of your home, you, you're able to get things done. There is no better feeling. It's also a way for the company, they get to reduce overhead costs. You don't need to put up an office. You don't need that structure. You can get things done without a physical office. Yeah. So remote work has come to save companies from overhead costs. It has come to, as a remote worker, to reduce the stress, the burden on you as a worker to commute to work. Look at, for example, we're in Nigeria. Let's look at people that work in Lagos that they had to be in traffic, spend like uh, 2 3 hours before getting to work, and that can stressed
The
out.
industrial state.
So how do you bring up your best at work if you have to go through that stress? Well, just imagine you being at the comfort of your home, you just clock in, do what you have to do, and everything is fresh, more productive. Yeah, so I think I support of course. I'm a remote worker,
Yeah,
so that I want to stay on that.
I
Yeah,
mean,
thank you.
yeah. Back when it was still seen as an online job, and so many platforms like Upwork and Fiverr, they capitalized on that. Like, you know what? Let us just employ people online based off some credibility or whatever. Let's employ people online. Let's help freelancers and all that. At some point, companies were looking to start hiring people on Upwork rather than just have a salary based system they've always had. They decided that, you know what, let's employ people on Upwork, but uh, that at the time was a bit sketchy because first of all, freelancers wanted to stay freelancers, not as some salaried or they had to like have some commitment to one company. But there's no denying, there's no denying that remote work was coming at some point. It was going to stay, and one day, the only forces, I mean, the only few forces holding it back right now would be office spaces still trying to make money because it's going to be a major loss for them if nobody really needs office spaces anymore.
Or
Secondly, it will be
you can keep the physical space if you want. Actually,
yeah,
you
yeah,
can
but
as the
but
as
some
the
people are already seeing they are seeing no need for a physical space. And as a matter of fact, in every house, You can actually set up some small office, for anything physical, for some physical meeting, for anything. You can set up something. So the only major force driving it back right now is office spaces that are still trying to make money. But then again, who cares? It's going to happen. I keep saying it that people, a lot of mathematics teachers back then, they protested against calculators, and then uh, people protested against safety belts, seat belts. Actually, they people protested against that. Like, I don't need it. I'm a perfect driver. I don't. And now we know the biggest threat threat to mankind right now is AI. Oh, this is taking over everything. This is taking over everything. But guess who's scared of it? Guess the people who are scared of these things. They are the people who, number one, they don't have a lot of creativity in them. Secondly, the career that they have is not future proof when it comes to AI, and it's inevitable. We don't have a choice. It's going to happen. Um, when what's it called? Chat GPT launched, it had 100 million users in 5 days. No company, nobody has ever had that amount of users, listeners, subscribers, anything in that space of time. 100 million users in 5 days. That's not happening. So I also feel like remote work is coming to a point where we have no choice but to just let it happen. I mean, we can still keep fighting it, but yeah. Or what do you think about that? Do you do take a long time before people finally succumb to the pressure, or they will still keep fighting for the office spaces and all that?
Well, I think it's high time we leverage on the opportunities that come with it. I'm talking about AI. There has been a lot of speculations online. People talking about AI has come to take their jobs and all blah blah. AI, you can now code using an AI tool. You can edit pictures and all those stuff. But
Yeah.
I feel you can leverage on all these things to improve on your work productivity. For example, myself
Exactly.
as a product designer, we use ChatGPT a lot. Before now, what we are always used to is content wise. We just get to use a lot of LLM on our screens when we're designing. Or as it is now, you can just easily type in any topic you want, any content you need, and ChatGPT will give it to you in no time. So this
Yeah.
brings more originality to your work. It forms a kind of connection, and I think it makes the work easier. So talking about AI, we as creative, we need to leverage on it. It's definitely gonna be a lifesaver. It's been saving my own life, so I want to believe. Uh, so I want to believe it could be like that for everyone. Yeah. So talking about let's go back to when the downsides. What are the things you experience? You feel you're not cool with as a so
But that's true. But well, anyway, we've been talking about remote work. We've been talking about all of that. But the main thing that we're really, really here for is, and we're basically here to talk about how to be productive and achieve a work-life balance in a remote area. Because when it comes to productivity, it's a bit of 50-50. You tend to be lazy, you tend to be distracted, you have to, there's a new show coming up. You'd be like, I can finish this work before, I can quickly watch this episode before, all these little distractions here and there, which uh, the people who support the office work would always, use as arguments that you get no distractions. We have no chance to be less productive. And on the other side, actually, uh, working in an office, very first thing that happens in an office is the stress. Sitting on a chair for a long time. The average person sits 5 hours, 6 hours on this chair, and by the time they get off, it's always pain. But anyways, we'll talk more about that. Let's go for a commercial break and be back.
Welcome to Join Momentum, where we're not just a company, but a community of digital innovators. At Join Momentum, our mission is simple yet powerful: to accelerate digital talents and business productivity through practical work experiences, trainee internships, and talent placement. We believe in the transformative power of hands-on experience and mentorship, so all our associates learn by doing, not just theories. Through these efforts, we build innovative products and solutions that address user needs and create value for our candidates, clients, and stakeholders. You can partner with us in our mission to accelerate digital talents and increase business productivity by working with us, hiring our talents, or investing in us. This is Join Momentum.
Yeah, welcome back, guys. Before we left for that short break, we were about talking about the downsides that comes with being a remote worker. So I think I'll start with distractions. Yeah, distractions that comes from home. You know, as being a remote worker, let's say you're prone to more distraction if you have a family, like maybe you have pets around or noise from around, noise from background. So things like these are bound to happen for a remote worker. But for you to, in order for you to get that sorted out, you can have a dedicated workspace, you know, where you can just go into, like, it could be an ante room, it could be just a small section of, I wouldn't say a small section of your room, because it doesn't work for a family man. Coming from my own personal experience, when I started as a remote worker, I I just had to designate a small portion of my room to get things done. But it doesn't work. I get distractions from my kids, or they're working, or coming, hey daddy, you want to start jumping on the bed and all that stuff. So it doesn't work. I think the
Yeah.
best part is for you to get a room, just a dedicated room. Yeah, just make it your workspace for you to be more productive. And that was what I did. I had a lot of troubles getting my tasks done because at the time when you want to work, these guys will be active, jumping from here and there. And but you have to wait for them to go to bed. At that time, your energy level will have dropped, a lot of shouting, and all that stuff. But the moment
Yeah.
I have my own workspace, I just get into my workspace and knock the door. When my kids come, they start knocking. Hello, hello, daddy. Are you working? I said yes. Oh, bye bye. No, that's it. And I get to get on with stuff. So, so that's one way I was able to tackle the distraction
You know,
home. Yeah. So,
you know,
any point, Shegun?
you know, there was this show back then. I mean, everybody would know it on MTV called MTV Cribs, and of course, it's always about the big houses from celebrities and all that. And in those houses, you'd usually see something called like an office, an hairdressing salon, something that looks so cool. Like, this guy has an office in his house. It's that big. It's that. But in today's world, everybody has an office. Even if you live in a
Hello.
one room, everybody has an office because that's where we're going. That's the new normal. And even if you still have a physical office, you still have an office in your home. And of course, yes, distractions. Yeah, kids are the number one popular distractions, but there are other people, their neighbors, there's even spouses sometimes, saying uh, what's going on, just some sort of distraction. And it's normal. But then again, there's always a way to manage it. There's always some way to manage it. The other thing that I keep thinking about is isolation. The only social life some people actually have is their work life. The work colleagues that they go with, they go for drinks after work. Those kind of people are people, who don't even want to accept that they're loners, but they take pride in, or they just console themselves in, oh, I am actually too busy to make a lot of friends or to have a social life, and my friends at work are my like, basically my friends in real life. But then when remote work kicks in, the isolation really, really shows. And it's just something that the solution to that, of course, is personal improvement. It's something that they have to, find a way to. It's a personal thing for them. But it's just a common thing that I noticed. And then one more thing would be communication. We all know what happened. Data cables cutting off. Some operations had to shut down, and I know that even in office settings, like for example in banks, you could you could be at the bank and still be idle because you also need a network. They need communication. They need all of that. But the people who love the office system would always still use that as an argument and say, you know what, this is why we keep talking about communication. It could fail, but if we see each other physically, it will work and all that. But regardless, what they fail to understand is these things, almost every company, not almost every company needs internet. And if it's not working, there's going to be problem. Except even farmers, even the most remote local job or whatever, they need the internet. And people just don't see it as a problem, but then again, it's a problem. The internet matters a lot in offices and in remote settings, and that's just one thing that I think of. But let's talk about work life balance.
Before we go to work-life balance, Thinking about isolation that you talked about just now, isolation and loneliness. That we feel the lack of social interaction. Of course, when we go to offices, there's always interaction between yourself and your co-workers. But being a remote worker, you get to feel isolated and feel lonely because you don't get to see yourselves. Yeah. But at Giant Momentum, there's this thing that was introduced recently that we get to turn up our videos the last Friday of the
Yeah.
month. This foster a lot of team bonding, togetherness. We get to communicate better. It's we get to bond a lot. It shows a lot of collaboration, and everybody is happy to show their faces, smile. This also helps bring you out of you feeling isolated. Of course, I need to tell you, even if you're feeling lonely before the meeting, after the meeting, that spirit just evaporates. You just feel like everything is back to normal. So I feel that's another thing everyone needs to tackle. If you're feeling lonely, you can as well just chip it in with your colleagues. Let's put up our videos. Let's play a little game. Let's play a little game. Doesn't have to be walk, walk, walk. We can just play around a bit, 10, 15 minutes. This will all bring in your body and soul together. Yes. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's just,
A,
what you,
a major example about that is the daily stand up we have sometimes. Sometimes it's just,
yeah.
sometimes we don't even have, we don't have updates, but we have moments we share. We talk to each other, we catch up on things, and just like, I wouldn't call it our mantra. It's just like an unwritten rule where we basically act like a family, and not like the other companies who just say it so they don't pay you, so they don't pay you enough. So they don't pay you enough. There's so many companies that say, "Oh, we act like a family here." They're just trying to make sure they don't pay you enough. We actually mean it over here that you're not just working; you actually have friends, and that helps a lot. But just before we run out of time, let's talk about work-life balance. It's a bit tricky, but this is what I would say. Remember when I talked about isolation and all that? Here's what I would say. The very first thing is self-care. It matters a lot. If you're not happy, you would always find a way to spread the sadness in anything. So self-care matters a lot. Mental health, it matters a lot. And if these things are taken care of, then the rest can be pretty much easy. Disconnecting from work when you're not working. There are actually people who work, and you think, oh, that's a workaholic, that's a dedicated worker. And it's actually because they don't know what else to do with their time. There are actually people like that, and it's something that, like I keep saying, it's a personal thing that they need to work on. But yeah, what do you think about work-life balance?
So for me, I would say, in order for you to be able to manage your work-life balance, you should set aside personal time. You know, like I said, it doesn't have to be work, work, work. You could add some time management skills for you to be able to manage your time well. Then you should at least create times for other activities. Like hobbies outside work, things that brings you joy. There are other things, of course, there are other things aside work that brings you joy and fulfillment. So you need to find ways to pursue them as well. Let's say if you gotta work from 9 to 1, you can take a break, play a little console game for like an hour, 30 minutes, just to refresh your head, refresh your memories and all that stuff, before you get back to it. Because if you don't, you're just gonna be overwhelmed with a lot of work, and you actually think you're getting things done of which you're not. So you need to set aside this personal time. It's really important, and also
Yeah.
limit your distractions. Yeah.
And the funny thing is, people underestimate the concept of hobbies, or they think is that thing you do for fun or to relax. In fact, doing things to relax is way better than doing things for fun. And I don't try to miss out on my hobbies. I make sure I play my video games. I watch my TV. Never miss my episodes. Catch up on the other things that I like, and it mentally helps a lot. It mentally helps a lot, and people need to understand that it's one way to focus on work, because if you have a refreshed brain, you can get back to work easily. And that being said, because we could keep talking and talking and talking. That being said, I think we are at the end of our Lunch and Learn podcast. It has been a pleasure with you, Shina, and I look forward
Yes.
to more episodes. It has been really nice talking to you. Um, that being said, thank you guys for watching. One more thing, guys, make sure you subscribe to our podcast on YouTube, on Apple Music, on Spotify. And then don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms. Have fun, guys. Peace.
Next episode on Join Momentum Launch and Learn Podcast.
Are you an expert in your field, or do you provide professional services and consultation? Do you have knowledge that someone would be willing to pay for? Do you know how to monetize that knowledge and turn it into a sustainable online business? You're not alone. Many professionals find it challenging to create a profitable online business around their expertise. But now, there's a solution. Subscribe to the Kashmir Skills Consultation app waitlist and download the Knowledge Monetization Toolkit packed with practical strategies and real-world examples that will help you monetize your skills, knowledge, and create a sustainable online income. Whether you're a coach, consultant, author, speaker, teacher, or any other type of expert, this ebook will give you the tools and guidance you need to succeed. Don't wait any longer to monetize your knowledge. Join our waitlist now and take the first step towards creating a sustainable online income. Visit www.cashmyskills.com.
Welcome to Join Momentum, where we're not just a company, but a community of digital innovators. At Join Momentum, our mission is simple yet powerful: to accelerate digital talents and business productivity through practical work experiences, trainee internships, and talent placement. We believe in the transformative power of hands-on experience and mentorship, so all our associates learn by doing, not just theories. Through these efforts, we build innovative products and solutions that address user needs and create value for our candidates, clients, and stakeholders. You can partner with us in our mission to accelerate digital talents and increase business productivity by working with us, hiring our talents, or investing in us. This is Join Momentum.